Well, hi everybody. Welcome to another planner video over here. It's actually going to be me resetting my planner for March 2024. I am a hot mess, you guys. If you watch my recent plan with me, my live and the video that went up last week, February has been just a garbage month for me. And we'll talk more about it as we go through everything. But we're going to hit my goals. We're going to hit just give you a quick little glimpse at how it's been looking in here and get it just all good to go for next month. And I am going to keep it very light and sleazy next month, purely because I don't know exactly when things are happening, but I know things are happening. So let's talk about it. Up front, I just want to mention that part of the way through this video, my camera went wacky and I didn't notice for probably about 15 minutes. So because there's a lot of voiceover, I decided to put in a time lapse of the painting I did with my patrons. Let me know what you think of the painting, and you can keep listening like it's a podcast. It does pick up though with the video towards the end, but yeah, it's been a day, you guys. All right, let's go over my goals. Why don't we? Now I don't even know. These videos, I'm still not really sure how in the hell to do them. So you can see it's Tuesday that I'm on right now. But this was the start of February. And if you can see, from the start, I was catching up on journaling and documenting because I had to get my fistulogram on my access for dialysis. Not an anal fistula. Let's not think about Cindy's butthole. It's Cindy's arm. So yeah, I did a bunch of catch-up journaling. I think... When did I actually get back to my regular shit? The 7th, it looks like, when I went to the gynecologist. Good times. Anyway, so if we go to I guess we'll go back here. So the way February went. On the 1st, I was sick. Everybody had already been sick. I was starting to get sick for the first of what I think might be 3 different colds I've had this month, or maybe one long shitty cold. And then the next day, I had to get up early and go get my fistulogram, and I got a backup call for a kidney that I didn't wind up getting. So it was a really fucking intense day. The fistulogram, where they went in to see if they could fix the aneurysm that's developing in my fistula, they figured out that they can't fix it via fistulogram, so I have to get surgery on it. But they did blow out some, what they're called, stenoses, like narrowing in the parts of my fistula. They blew those out with balloons. That was not pleasant. I was under anesthesia. It was like a twilight anesthesia, so I was awake, but I was super relaxed and had painkiller going, and I felt both balloons, especially the second one. Fuck that noise. Recovered the next day, and it snowed. I got some Christmas put away, so that was nice. But my aneurysm was really hurting. So like I had been just resting throughout a lot of this. And then I had to go to the clinic to do I do home dialysis. I had to go to my dialysis clinic to do in-center dialysis because Jesse had a couple long days of meetings and couldn't dialyze me, which was great to see how that is. But fuck if it did not wipe me out for the entire rest of the week. Then, because it's a longer, more intense session, went to the gynecologist. We talked about my never-ending period, which we'll get to when I get to my tracker. And she determined that replacing my IUD is probably the best way to go about it. What we learned later from a vaginal ultrasound and a pelvic ultrasound was that I may have adenomyosis, which is an inflammation of the uterine lining, which would explain both my previous heavy periods and everything else that's happened. So hopefully the IUD is actually the first line of defense, and we just got that put in. I wound up using up 2 of my sets of stickers that I had, the Planning with K stickers, and then where is it? God, look how much is fucking blood. Jesus fucking Christ. And then I also used stickers from I used 2 different Celebrations Collections kits. I added an additional sticker, which is good because one set did not get used up. But yeah, so having some struggles, but then I went to the Nuggets game with Jesse. I had my clinic visit, and then I got the plague again. Sick as fuck. Still sick. Then I got my IUD, which was hot fucking garbage. And then I went to my vascular surgeon and found out that I will be having surgery sometime in the next 6 weeks. That's the thing I need to schedule because the scheduler was out of town last week. And I have to go in for a procedure before that to put in a catheter so I can still do dialysis for the 6 to 8 weeks while my fistula is healing. So good times. And then we did finally go to my birthday dinner, which I was excited about. Then, yeah, that's about where we're at. So my month has been pretty fucking intense. So let's look at my goals and my tracker to help me check in with my goals. I'm not even going to look at the weekly for the last couple weeks because I didn't even go near it because I have just been so just exhausted and hot mess. Okay, so here's my February goals and my makselife. Use the 6, 6:15, 6:30 alarm system on weekdays. So I managed to do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days of the month. So that did not go well. But my the health issues I had this month, I was lucky to get what sleep I could. So I don't think I'm going to carry this over to next month, even though I still would like to get up earlier. I don't want to put that pressure on myself when I have no idea what surgery and everything is going to look like. Add at least 3 pics per week to my journal. I did that. I checked every day I journaled with pics, and there was at least 3 every week. And some days I put multiple pics, and still like this day or this day, these days, like I put a shit ton of them in. So that one went very well. And I don't think I need to, that was one of my daily, or one of my, where's my, shit is everywhere. My annual goal is add at least 2 pics per week to my journal. So what I'm going to do is consider that one done. And I'm just going to keep going. I have no idea when my camera went wacky, but I should still have the audio for all of it. So I may just, fuck my life. If I start falling off, I'll add it back to my goals. But for now, I think that one is good. For fun and recreation, go to a jam night, go to a basketball game. We did not go to any jam nights, mostly because Jess and I have both been sick for most of this month. So that didn't happen, but we did go to a basketball game. Work and learning, create a finished piece of art and prep all art prints for launch. So I prepped the art prints, but I did not create a piece of finished art yet. I'm actually filming this right before I go live with my patrons, and I know exactly what I want to paint with them. So hopefully I'll check that off in a hot minute. For family and relationships, dinner at the table 1 time weekly. We hit that twice so far of the month, so 50% so far. So meh. Invite friends to dinner. I actually think we may just cancel any dinner plans for this next month, knowing that I'm going to be dealing with a bunch of surgeries. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with letting that go. That doesn't mean I'm going to let it go for forever, but I am going to let it go for now. Health and wellness. Ride Peloton 3. No, I did not do that. 4,500 steps per day. So a big issue I was running into this was there were kind of 2 things. You can see here, it's maybe about half of the month, but there's a issue with that. Part of the issue was that I was either sick or recovering from medical procedures from a lot of days this month. So I was in bed a lot. So there's that. The other part is the days I might have gotten them, I wasn't very consistent with wearing my Apple Watch. So that definitely is going to be a goal, not just a habit that I want to keep, but a goal I want to check off on here so I can see the correlation between steps and Apple Watch. Go to new member class. I'm just crossing this one off because, again, I've been so sick and there are a lot of elderly people in the choir, so we haven't been going to choir practice either. It's just been a hot mess of a goddamn month, so I'm not worried about that right now. I want to get through all of this surgery and everything before I put anything else on my plate. Gratitude journaling daily, did that, though, every single day. For financial, reconcile weekly, did that about half the time. Budget meeting, we did that. Put 500 in savings. I'm actually going to be doing that tomorrow when I go through my budget. And no buy I have been doing. So that's been going pretty well. Physical environment, didn't even fucking try. Like I said, I did not even, the most I did was put Christmas away. And even then I'm like, nope. Let's fill in my bucket list really quick before I set my next month goals. So the 3 things I checked myself off for this month: going to a Nuggets game. We did that on Valentine's Day. Hell yeah. Try a new restaurant. We did that with my birthday restaurant, Lo Stella. We actually tried 2 this month. We had Lo Stella, and then Sunny and I went to lunch at a kind of a fast casual place that we hadn't been to before. I think there might have been others, but those 2 are the ones that stood out. And then finally, I did wind up checking off that I tried, because I noticed for my bucket list, I put try new recipes each month. I did try 1 Instant Pot recipe that I've done so far that we are definitely putting in the rotation, and that is butter chicken in the Instant Pot with the pot and pot method to do saffron rice. The biggest thing is I'm going to have to figure out how to double it because we really loved it. So, and since it was Indian food, which is not something I have any experience cooking, I'm giving myself credit. Now it is time to set my goals for the month of March. I am not going to set any personal goals this month. I have the wake up and I have the pics that are the two part of this progress goal. I'm going to give it a month without tracking the pictures to see if I maintain the habit of doing it. When it comes to waking up at 6:30 a.m. on the weekdays, it's too up in the air this month for me to wonder if I want to keep attempting to do that. So I'm just going to leave it blank for now, take the pressure off, maybe until after my surgery. For fun and recreation, my focus is going to be to decide on our summer weekend trips. On the bucket list, we have like wanting to visit a mountain town that's new to us, taking Layla on a road trip, Garden of the Gods, the Dinosaur National Park. We basically want to both pick the dates we want to do stuff and what we're going to do on those dates so that we can start planning for them. So that if I'm going to be bedridden or not feeling good for the month, this seems like an easy one to tackle with Jessie. For work and learning, I am going to release the series I have been working on and create a piece of finished art. Basically just pulling from my annual goals. For family and relationships, like I said, I am putting the hosting friends each quarter out of my mind for this quarter because of what's coming up, but I do want to have dinner at the table one time weekly. For health and wellness, I am basically just winding on the Peloton at least once this month because with as crappy as I've been feeling, that'll actually just feel triumphant. And then I'm continuing the 4,500 steps, but I'm going to add Wear Apple Watch to my monthly tracker. For spiritual and personal growth, the only thing I'm going to worry about this month is continuing to gratitude journal daily. I'm going to add that to my tracker. I don't think I need it anymore, like the pictures, but I'm going to add it just to remind myself. Financial looks pretty similar to last month, except I want to make sure that we file our taxes this month. And then finally, for physical environment, I do have a thing I want to do this month that's not the gallery wall. Like I'm kind of taking a break from the walls right now because I have this thing I really want to do, which I think would help with some of the walls because I know I have some framed pictures, and that is organize the downstairs closet or the basement storage, I guess would be the way to put it. And actually finish, because I didn't finish in January, basement wall. So I'm going to enter these into my tracker. So I have all the steps we just talked about on there: dinner at the table, Peloton, Apple Watch, 4.5K steps, gratitude, reconcile my budget, and no buy. Plus keeping my period on there for tracking purely because now I have the new IUD. I'm in kind of the transitional phase and I'd like to keep an eye on what that looks like as well. But I don't want to put it on my app because I'm not much of a conspiracy theorist, but my paranoia when it comes to tracking my menstruation on an app really kind of horrifies me. So, I mean, I know I'm just talking about it here, but whatever. All right. So for my use yo shit, I'm going to be posting it on Instagram today. It is to use up a marker. I don't know how many markers I want to use up. If I want to use up one, this might be a little bit of a harder challenge for me. So I haven't decided how many yet. Definitely at least one. But I'll talk about what those are in my no buy video next week, or you can check it out on Instagram because I'm filming this on the 27th. I haven't decided yet. As for next month, let's do slow cooker. So we'll do hopefully four recipes in March. You know, the taxes is nice and big because that's really the big. If I can get that done, even if nothing else gets done this month, having them done in March would be fucking outstanding for us. Jessie would probably like kiss me and be like, "Are you kidding?" So who knows, man. Anyway, so there is my quarterly spread. Let's take a look at the monthly really quick. It's already filled in with all the stuff going on. I just want to add a little bit of decoration. I think some of this, I love this green washi tape for March. Oh, fuck. Is this another one of those jacked up washi tapes? I'm going to leave room up here for clinic notes because that has been working really well for me, is to have a good spot to just leave notes. Because if I just put them on the day that I journal, I might, like notes for me, maybe not notes from clinic, but notes to ask. It's mostly for like ahead of time that when Jessie and I have questions, we often just mutter them and then I have to remember all of them. So this gives me an easy way to reference the questions that not only I have, but he has. Although he's going with me this month because he needs to figure out how to cannulate my catheter once I get going. I don't really have any to-do list items though. Like it's not that I'm far away from the month. I'm just so out of it that I don't really give my to-do list right now is to survive. That is it. That is going to be my setup for this month. I hope it was somewhat satisfying. I think my camera may have bogarted half the footage, but here's what, if I don't have the footage I need, I will be putting in a sped up version of the live I did with my patrons, and that will give you an idea of a piece of art that you may or may not want me to release. So let me know in the comments. You can also let me know in the comments how your February went. Are you ready to throw it in the trash? Tell me something happened that was good, maybe something that was bad. Tell me about your February. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, friends, peace.